General Motau, good afternoon and welcome to the show.
You and afternoon to the listeners of SAFM.
Thank you so much for making time for us. Let me start here with just an overarching question. What sense do you make of the testimony that has been heard yesterday, including today?
Yesterday, I found it very interesting and very frustrating and depressing, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Because I really was trying to make sense out of what was being presented there. For me, it made no sense where you present things like we were told, and I would have expected if there was something which needs to be said, it must be said by those people who actually had first-hand information, not those who were told.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the first thing. The second thing, I'm so frustrated about our country that today we actually discuss issues on public media, issues of intelligence. This is a country which is struggling to rebuild itself after apartheid. And we have people who are settling political scores using things like intelligence. This is a very frustrating thing for some of us who have served this country and who have served the country in different capacities since our youth, to be frustrated by people coming there for point scoring on the media, discussing issues of intelligence.
Wait, are you suggesting that the testimony that's being heard now is testimony that's being led with the intention to score political goals?
How else would I characterize it? If you take Mr. Mufumadi, or you call him Dr. Mufumadi now,
mm-hmm.
He is one of those people who have got really a grudge against Zuma, and therefore he will pick up on anything, because Zuma is the one who took the bread out of their mouth. They were ministers, they were enjoying the limelight, and all of a sudden they were taken out of office by this man who they want to settle. I've never in my life, not even when we took over from apartheid, that we went out to try and use the issues of intelligence in order to expose what intelligence is a sensitive thing. Whether we commit mistakes, there are many ways of dealing with those people who commit mistakes. Not to go out and even go to the so-called Zondo Commission to go there for point scoring. That's the only conclusion I can make. I don't see any other good reason. And secondly, I don't see how Mr. Mufumadi and his high-powered, I don't know what you call it, high-powered investigation team had the expertise actually to understand the state.
Sorry, General, we keep on losing you there.
Yes, where did you lose me?
Okay, you say you don't understand where Dr. Mufumadi got the evidence, I think it was, if he doesn't have the investigators, something along those lines?
No, I said I do not understand how people without any knowledge of the statecraft, the craft of intelligence, will be able to understand and appreciate how things are done in intelligence. For them, it is a straightforward thing. It's like selling fat cakes in the street. So you must buy fat cakes directly. You can't do any funny things. There are so many funny things we do in intelligence in order to save our country. An ordinary man would think, like James Bond movie.
Sorry, General, you're saying an ordinary man would do what?
Would actually think what is done in intelligence
Okay, General, let's try and see if we can get you on a different line quickly before we end this conversation. Unfortunately, the line keeps on fading. So we're taking your calls as well on 011-714-2006. You can send us voice notes to 0614-104-107. Just listening to what the General has to say there. But something else that we need to take into consideration, and which I'll point to the General as well, that after all, Sydney Mufumadi was appointed by the President to investigate some of these allegations, and the report was handed over to the Presidency. And if you go into the Presidency website, you'll find the full report there. What political scoring are we talking about here? That conversation just after this. Okay, let's try again, General Motau. You were saying that the extent that people would go to serve the country.
Yes, I would say there is a lot of things which people go out of their way to serve their country. And in the process, they can commit mistakes, they can do things which are not right. And we have ways in intelligence of how such measures can be taken to correct them or to punish them. Not to go into the public press and start castigating people who are trying to serve their country. Nowhere, even during apartheid, even when we were taking over, we knew that there were things which were wrong, but we didn't go out to try and besmirch our country in the public internationally so that our country must never be able to operate. This is not right.
But General, what do you say then to the fact that Sydney Mufumadi was appointed by the President, and some of the details that came out of the State Capture Commission of Inquiry is nothing new because it's already in that report that was handed over to the President and subsequently shared with the nation?
To start with, I don't think I agreed with what the President did. That's what I'm trying to make. I don't understand why he went out and picked up that group of people. For what reason that those people without actually knowledge and who cannot appreciate the craft of intelligence, who cannot appreciate the challenges which intelligence officers go through in order to serve their country. Then they come out with reports which says, money was being used, it's creating an impression that there is no intelligence. The world has got intelligence operations. We know how they operate those intelligence services. Now, people come out here and try and make as if intelligence is working in the kitchen in a restaurant and cooking. Things are straightforward. This is not right.
What about the allegation of money being funneled and how the coffers of SSA, for instance, would be went dry because of the money that's being stolen? And I wonder how ordinarily in intelligence do you keep track of money that's being spent?
In intelligence has got one institution which is so much well supervised. There is the Inspector General of Intelligence. There is the Auditor General. In Defense Intelligence, there is also the Inspector General of Defense, who are actually looking into the operations of defense. Those people take an oath of secrecy. Those people who are employed to look at defense intelligence and the state security agency so that they see whether things are done properly. In Parliament, there is a Joint Standing Committee on Intelligence. That if those people take an oath of secrecy, take an oath to make sure that they actually serve their country. They know what their country needs to, how their country needs to be served. You don't go around picking people from the street and making them to come and peep into how intelligence operates. What you are saying is that all those structures I'm mentioning, that means they fail.
Yeah.
That means the state has failed.
Okay. Just quickly then, General, what do you make of the application that was brought forward to the State Capture Commission of Inquiry by the Minister of SSA?
I think the Minister of SSA is facing a very difficult thing to do. He is avoiding exactly what I'm saying. to rush in and start taking things which she has not actually investigated herself to the public. Actually, I think she is not willing to discuss these things on that forum. Why should she go to the state capture? Why should she go there? Why can't the state deal with issues? Why does it have to go there into this thing like we are now dealing with a soapy? Is this intelligence things now things which are going to be put on the international platform like we are the days of our lives or the bold and the beautiful?
Okay, General, thank you so much for your time. That is General Mojo Motau, the retired South African Army General who served as Chief of Defence Intelligence from 1998 to 2009. Let's just quickly go to the story. Remember that we'll continue to take your voice notes as well as your calls. But this one, the Construction, Mining, Energy and Engineering Workers Union has written to President Cyril Ramaphosa asking him to restructure